Hello and welcome to Binance, the basics in futures trading. Now, last week you'll remember that we moved the funds that we had in the spot wallet and we created a futures account. I also bought one altcoin, which isn't really important. We can go check on that later. But for today, I just wanted to show you the sort of process that we can use within Binance and look for opportunity. So I was flitting through the futures market. So let me just extend the screen a bit. I want to see everything there. And in Binance futures, you have quite a few markets. And to me, they just added band. Band seems to be in a decent area for us to be looking at purchasing. I like the little W there. I like that it's come down. But so it's easier to make money using the futures market because you can use leverage. The reason why I don't suggest you go the margin route because you need to understand quite a few things. We will do that at a later stage when everybody is a bit more advanced. What I like is everything's easy. So we're going to change that to isolated, which means the margin we're applying or the leverage that we're applying is simply just for this. And we can go buy at most 100 band at 20x. Now, you'll see as we start manipulating things, Binance will start to swear at you to say, okay, you're over leveraging yourself. But before we get there, let's go do some chart analysis and see this is trading view. It is banned and it's Binance futures. You can see the Binance. I've put the Hikanashi candles on. So I like that candles because it gets rid of the unnecessary jitters, if you want to call it that way. There is an indicator on here which I can switch off, but I like that. What do you call it? Luminous colors. So what we need to look at is if we look at volume here, you'll see there's a significant amount here, a significant amount there, and a significant amount of volume there. What makes me think that we're going to see a bit of an up move is this is what we call the point of control. So that's the most amount of volume. Price always tends to flit around there. As you can see, up when they up, came back down, jumped around, down it is here. I'm expecting an up move. So I'm wanting to just trade from here to there. And we can throw in our areas that we think are going to be a problem. Horizontal line. That to me is just a resistance area, support area, whichever way you're looking. That to me would also be one. And right now, we are very close to support there. Probably going to live there, but I don't mind. So if we look at price there where it currently is now, it's 401. So if we take a position at 4 exactly, we'll see how we go. So now I'm not meaning to look at that. Sorry, people. I have to reshare again, I think. Yes. Once again, let's go. So we've identified a trade here. For me, I want to get in at 4 on the dot. So we're going to go to Binance. Looking at band, we can even draw in our support line here, which is probably in the middle around there. Let's try and get it on 4. So we're going to trade a limit trade, and we can set the price at 4. Now, the easiest way is just to pull these things. So I never want to risk my entire account, and because we're doing futures here and with a small amount, it, it's going to seem like we're using a large portion of the account. But because I don't put a lot of funds on the account, I can use the leverage to my advantage. So if I'm going to put 25%, 20, let's say 20%, you will see it's going to cost me $4. That's fine. I'm gonna risk $4. And if I look at the leverage, you see you can drag this up, and as you can see, you see your leverage is high. Please manage your risk accordingly. Now, essentially, we're taking 20 times the amount of what you call that thing, position. Yes, that's it. In USDT. So 4 times 20 is 4 times 10 is 40, is $80 position. And we'll confirm that. I'm okay with that. But at best or worst, we'll lose $4.70. And if we go back to our chart, if I can just find it again, I'm wanting to hop out at $4.05. And we go back to Binance. And we go buy long there. Now, you see the order submitted. Let me just see if I can scroll down. You'll see the open order is here. It's not, it hasn't physically triggered yet. And you can see it on the chart there. Now, one thing I will admit, and they're going to change this, they have promised that they're going to do this, is that when we place that limit, we can already set our stop and our take profit. You can't do that currently. We have to wait for that to trigger first. At least you saw me go through the analysis part of things, and on some level, we'll wait. One has to be patient in this trading game, because if I go now, I still stand at risk of it going down on me. I'd rather have that portion of risk to down. So if I'm getting in here, once that triggers, I will place my stop loss here, and then I'm out. If it hits there, I'm out. I'm not gonna sit around and wait for it to live forever and a day. But what I wanted to show today is that although it looks very much like the spot market, you are actually using leverage in, and you need to be careful of where you are. So right now we're in perpetual. Perpetual means that the contract never closes. So quarterly is a different story completely, and you'll see maybe not all the markets are there. But when I'm placing a futures trade in the quarterly, it means for that period of time, I can take positions, and at the end of it, it's closed and paid out accordingly, whether you're in loss or in profit at the time. That's depending on the market. We might not get filled there. It looks like it's jumping up. Yes, we're on low time frames, but we're taking the bigger picture into account here. And yes, it's very complicated. And yes, we do stand to have significant downside, but I don't see that happening with Ethereum doing its drive up. And those are all considerations when I look at things. So for now, we still have $15 left that we can trade with. I'm fine to just have one position. I'm going to leave that on 5 minutes. I don't really want us to hang around forever and a day, because trading is this is the boring side of trading. So we're gonna have to wait and see if it eats that. Whether we can get notified, that's another story. Let's go on and look and see what other markets are in perpetual. What is interesting stuff? Last week we bought swipe on the spot level. Let's go to the 4 hour and see where does it look like. So that's an interesting chart to me because it seems to be right at support. It's at that dip, but we're going to see. Let's go look at the long. Yes, I do like to use TradingView rather because it's easier to work with. So SXP used to be Binance. There we go. It's a fairly new chart, so we're not going to see a lot of volume here. I am nervous to trade this one because of its lack of history. So we're going to go into the hour. We can minus that a bit. Look, in theory, I don't have a problem placing a trade there, but I wouldn't do it in futures. I would buy spot rather. That's a good position to buy and hold, seeing that we've had a massive drop. I don't have a problem believing that that's going to go up from here, but I wouldn't do it on leverage. For now, we have our little position in band. I can find him again. And we don't want to be on 4 hour. Let me just see if we can just drag this up a bit. So we'll put him under there. So we've edited that trade now. And you can see that. No, it doesn't like to move like that. Let's see. No, cancel. So we redo that and we say, okay, 4014. We want to get in just under there. It's 401. And say 3. Do 20% in there. We're risking $4 and we buy along them. Once again, you can see the limit order exists there. We took a slightly smaller position. Oh. Let's see if that triggers now. And there we go. We are in. So now what I can do is because I love doing this thing. I think I closed that one by mistake. So let's enter market now. We're going to buy along 20%. Still 4. So let's just enter that. Don't do the mistakes that I do. What I'm trying to do is edit this. I don't want to close that. I want to, it's easy to do this on the app though. I just need to figure out how to do it this side. So we can see that if we go to $3.84, it will take us out of the trade. Stop limit. So stop limit we will apply. when it reaches $4.05. And we have to do $4.05. And we want to close the entire position. And at that point, we want to sell. Then we can do I'm betting on it not going down. So you can see ROE, we've got 1% up on that. Now, these are fairly complicated things. I wouldn't say that you must mess around in futures until you know what you're doing. But so there's the three stop. Maybe I put the wrong thing. Stop limit orders execute when a specified stop price is reached. Specified trigger price to activate the order. Stop market order execute when a specified price is reached. Look, I suppose the stop limit is more of the stop loss thing. Stop market is when it sounds pretty much like the same thing. But anyway, let's see if we can just cancel that. Cancel that one. It's not going to take us out of the order. The position's still open. I'm going to put a stop market for when as a take profit. And we want to close the entire position at that. And once we go down, you'll see that it will open it there. And then we want to create a stop limit, which is lower. We're going to make that 3.9. So if we look at our orders that are open, it's going to sell if it goes higher, which didn't seem to act at 405, and our stop will be at 390. And I think we're seeing some increase there. And I'm going to leave this to run. Hopefully it will close sometime tomorrow, but next week we'll check up on this again. So here we are again. It's almost as if it waited literally till I pressed stop recording, and it just shot up to the point of control, and now you can see it selling off again. Now, when we went to the shot earlier, you could see the point of control was here. Now it's moved up there, which means there's a bit more interest in the price being there. For now, it's taking a bit of a breather. But my point is the trade basically triggered, took profit, and it was a good place to take profit because now it's heading down here. Almost back at entry again. The only thing you need to remember that once that is triggered, we will still have a sell order open, which I've now unfortunately closed, which would be our stop loss. You need to remember to remove that. Otherwise, you may not be aware, and at some point it's going to sell that amount if it ever reaches that 390 that we made our stop loss. I hope that helped. Feel free to ask questions. I will post the video. We made a slightly under 3% profit, I think. It's fine. This one we're going to grow slowly, but we will only take calculated risks.